All right, about to get started. Looking at the SPY over here for a break of 389.61 for a possible drop. SPY has been moving, basically making new highs. As you guys can see, we hit 390 yesterday. 390 has been some type of resistance for the SPY. We pushed up, we're going flat over here, and it looks like we're pulling back, right? So want to wait for a break of 389. Once we break 389, I believe we can start pushing down towards 387. If we bounce off this trade line, I believe we could start retesting that 390 and possibly pushing up towards that 392. So that's my outlook for the SPY. Overall, looking at a few other stocks, but we cannot mention basically Tesla. What's going on with Tesla. So definitely want to look at what's going on with Tesla, especially since the whole Apple incident. They're buying Bitcoin now. So a lot of news for Tesla. But Tesla's been basically trapped since last month, the 8th. We've been basically trapped between two major support and resistance zones, that 880, and we've been trapped between that 800. So definitely want to watch to see what's going on with the next upcoming days. It looks like the stock is getting some type of bearish, pulling back right now. We push up towards 880, which was basically like a triple top or a quadruple top, whatever you guys want to call it, but it keeps on rejecting that 880 and we keep on pulling back. So if we break 851, I think we could start dropping down towards 833, maybe get a little bit lower than that. The RSI does look like it has the room to do either or. If we break 880, I believe we're going to retest that 900 level and start pushing up. You can set your alerts and be on the lookout for that one. Next one I want to take a look at is going to be Mara. So Mara pretty much moves with Bitcoin. You can see Bitcoin basically made new highs of 47,000. Mara has pushed up with it towards $41.20. So I believe if we break $41.20, we could start pushing up towards 44. So definitely want to watch for that. If we start to come back down, you can look to come in to the stock a little bit early on the break of that 20-day trade line. I believe if we break 35, we could start dropping down towards 32. If you jump back over towards the 180-day, 32 is going to be the 180-day trade line. So short it from the 20-day trade line down towards that 30-day, 180-day trade line. Next stock I want to take a look at is going to be Tilray. So Tilray has a major deal with the UK. You can see it's pushing up pretty nicely this morning. I actually put my resistance line at 35, 33. We're sitting at 37 already. So she is already breaking my pre-market basically analysis on this one. If you guys click over here, you guys can see the news for the stock. They have a deal with the UK basically to make their products in the UK and provide them to the UK. Last month it was Canada. So I think this one is going to be a good stock to watch. This was a former penny stock, all honesty. The stock was trading around like $8. Probably one of the most shorted stocks because the company didn't really have any business, but now they have business going on. I believe there's going to be more outlook and more possible growth for this company as we move forward. It is a little bit overbought right now. We're sitting at 37.25. My projection for today was at least 40. So definitely want to see it hit 40. Once we hit 40, I want to see some type of pullback before I look to get in. It is a little bit overbought over here. It has been more overbought before. If we hit 40, then we could possibly start hitting 45, 50, but it is overbought. So just in case it does start to pull back, we're going to watch for a break of that 20-day trade line like we did before with the other stock, 32. Then I believe we can start testing 30 and then start going a little bit lower from there. And I believe if we ever break that 30, we could start dropping down towards 25. Few other stocks we may want to talk about today. Lyft and Uber have earnings this week. Lyft has pushed up pretty nicely on the 180-day. You can see that we've been basically bullish since the first of this month. So this stock has been running for straight 9 days. So we definitely want to see what's going on with Lyft and Uber. This is Lyft right now. So today's the 9th, so it does have earnings after hours. So after 4 o'clock, it's going to have earnings. So definitely want to be cautious. I don't trade earnings per se, but I do like to trade the momentum that it gives. You could trade it before or after the earnings, and you'll get nice movements from that. So even if it misses earnings, that's still going to be an opportunity. Give the stock a sale. Basically, the stock's going to be on sale. It's going to drop. wait a few days, then you guys could look to get in for a long position or probably short it, depending on what you want to do. Right now, it is above that trade line. It has basically tried to break that trade line at 52.49. I believe if we break 52.49, we could start dropping down towards 51. If we break 54.75, I believe we could start pushing up towards 56. So definitely want to see what's going on over here. It looks like it's kind of losing some type of steam. Want to see if it starts to push back up. Just want to set my alerts to see if we get either or direction. This way I could definitely keep this one on watch. Next one I want to look at is Uber. So Uber has earnings too. I believe Uber's earnings is probably, yeah, it's tomorrow. So Uber's earnings is tomorrow. Kind of same thing, pre-earnings run up. Whenever you guys see, you guys could go on Earnings Whisperers and you guys could see what stocks have earnings. You guys could look at these stocks a week before. Typically, these stocks run up or drop a week before earnings in anticipation of that earnings, right? So now we can see that basically since last week, last month, the stock has been basically pushing up from the lows of $50 and now we're up to $60. Definitely want to see what's going on with this stock right now. It's a little bit overbought. If we do start to pull back, I think if we break 58, we could start retesting that 57 level. If we break 60, then we could start pushing up and retesting 62. That'll be a new high for the stock. 60 has been some type of resistance for the stock in the past on the 14th last month. So if we break 60, then we can start pushing up to 62. And then if we break that 58, we can start dropping down towards 57. So that's going to be Uber. What other stocks I wanted to mention? I think that's pretty much it for me. There is some side stocks I'm watching. I think we covered Morrow and stuff like that. Definitely want to just keep those in the watch for a possible reversal. BP was one on my watch list yesterday, and it actually shot up pretty nicely. So we're approaching, for those of you who actually got in, we're approaching that SMA on 2258. So definitely want to be cautious over here because this is basically some type of resistance and acted as support before. And then when it was dropping, you can see it acted as resistance over here before too. So definitely want to see it get above on that 2256 for a possible uptrend. RSI is getting close to being, it was getting close to being overbought. It pulled back a little bit. So definitely want to see what happens. If it breaks this 180-day trade line at 2159, I think we could start dropping back down towards the 20 levels and start getting lower. So definitely want to watch that. We have a few call outs. So HNNA. So see that one? Penny stock spike. So pretty nice on this one. Let me see on the 20-day. When did this move? This move happened overnight. So pretty much a nice spike over here. Definitely want to be cautious. Check the volume before you look to enter this one. It's just one massive candle. So definitely nothing really too much to go by on those bigger charts. Probably have to drop down towards like my 5-minute. You can see the 5-minute, you can see the candles a little bit more clear. 1250 was the area of resistance. It has since pulled back from there. Once it pulled back, it went flat over here. So whenever you guys see a stock go flat, equal amount of buyers and sellers, something's going to happen, whether it's going to go up or down. Set your support and resistance levels. We got a resistance at 1159. We have a support at 1079. So if it breaks 1079, which is also the break of the middle VWAP, which is going to make the stock bearish, and then it could start dropping down towards 1036, start getting down towards that 930, 993. If it starts to push back up, I'll trust it for a long position above 1151. 1151 was the highest level that it basically, since this drop, it bounced up, tried to attempt it again. So this was like, it tried to attempt this level multiple times. So if we break that 1151, I believe we can start pushing up towards that 1250. So keep that in watch, set your alerts for the possible bounce, watch that MACD, and then you'll be good from there. TXMD. So TXMD sounds like another penny stock. TXMD pushing up pretty nicely today. Pushed up towards 3, kind of faded off. So definitely want to be cautious with these penny stocks. I know there's a lot of meme stocks running around, but definitely want to be cautious with this. This has basically pulled back, and you can see it's very choppy action. So you definitely want to be cautious with that. You don't want to hold the stock and it's not really giving you what you want. Definitely check the volume before you guys get into something like this as well too. You don't want to get into a stock and get trapped. It found some type of support. It has some type of resistance at that 241. Once we break 241, we can start pushing up towards 250, 262. So definitely watch for that as well too. So overall, main focus is going to be on the SPY. We have been running for a long time on the SPY. Pretty much 9 days we've been running on the SPY. I've been waiting for this drop. Kind of got in yesterday, shorted it down towards that that 180-day trade line. We bounced off that level. And then we basically made a new high from there. So definitely want to see what's going to happen today. It looks like we're getting some type of weakness. So I definitely want to see the break of that trade line, which is basically around like that 389. And then we could start dropping down towards that 387. So that's going to be my big play for the day. That's what I'm waiting for. So we haven't really broke the trade line for 9 days. So basically what I'm talking about is, you can see once it got above that blue line, it traded above that blue line and hasn't broken it. So once it breaks that level, we could start looking for a short. So the last one we're going to look at is FLWS. All right, this one's pretty nice. I like that. So we have that rejection, consolidation, confirmation of the upward trend. So whenever you guys are seeing a stock drop, don't just get into the stock saying, oh, I believe it's going to bounce. Wait for it to consolidate, go flat, then wait for it to break your resistance and confirm that upward trend. So now it broke our resistance. I think I probably looked at this for someone before. It has another resistance at 34.87. Once it breaks 34.87, we could start pushing up toward 36. 34.87 is a resistance because the candle's pushed up. And then we have multiple candles over here trying to break above that price point. Even before, we had the same issue in the past, as you guys can see the date and the time over here. If we start to pull back, I would lose faith on this stock as a bullish play once it breaks that 32.79, because that's when it's going to get below that trade line. So definitely want to keep an eye on what's going on in the market. Keep an eye on your indicators. Make sure you guys check your RSI, and hopefully you guys all have a great day. See you guys in the chat.